What's up, friends, and welcome back to the channel. So 8 Sleep just launched the Pod Pro 3, the newest in their line of cooling mattresses and covers. And, well, I'm here to explain what's actually different about it. I'll tell you if it's worth the cost, and we'll talk about how it compares to the Pod Pro 2. So in this video, we're gonna go over all the new features they added and how it's impacted by their membership fee. I'll share what my experience has been like so far, since 8 Sleep was kind enough to send me a unit ahead of time. And then finally, we will wrap things up with a quick look at price, and then my thoughts on whether or not it's worth the upgrade. So let's kick things off with a quick look at some of the new features that you're gonna get with the Pod Pro 3. And so these are gonna include a new hub with an upgraded CPU, twice the number of sensors in the cover, and this is for enhanced sleep tracking, and better Wi-Fi connectivity, thanks to this new 5G compatibility. And, well, that's kind of it. I mean, not to diminish all the work that I'm sure went into creating this, but to me, the Pod 3 kind of feels like a little bit of an overhyped next generation. After all, it still looks identical to the Pod 2, and like the 2, you're still gonna get your dual zone temperature regulation, daily sleep reports, and a built-in alarm clock. It's just that the sleep tracking in the 3 is a bit more sophisticated since they have double the sensors, and the connection speed should be significantly better since the new hub now includes an even larger CPU to support 5G. So yes, the 3 does show some pretty big hardware improvements, definitely making it faster, stronger, and maybe even a bit smarter. But at the end of the day, I don't know, it kind of just feels like upgrading from the iPhone 12 to the 13. I mean, because you're still gonna get a great device whether or not you upgrade to the next gen. So I think it really just comes down to how much you A, care about these extra features, and then B, whether you're willing to pay the difference in price. And since we're on the topic of price, let's quickly talk about 8 Sleep's new membership fee, because it might, after all, play a role in your decision whether or not you want to upgrade. Now, if you're a longtime subscriber, you probably know that I do love to hate on subscription fees. And last December, 8 Sleep joined the ranks of a ton of other health products that do require a subscription to get basically everything, the full suite that the product has to offer. Now, that being said, 8 Sleep did actually reach out to me while deciding on their business model for the subscription. And so I was able to give them some of my thoughts on the topic. And what I told them, and the thing that I think is imperative to any company selling hardware with a subscription, is that the upfront cost of the product has to be worth the money, even if you decide to stop paying for the subscription. I mean, it's not that hard. It's really that simple. Just make the subscription optional. And so I will say, for the most part, even though I still am not a fan of subscription fees, you do still get full control over the temperature regulation and the alarm functionality of your 8 Sleep, even without a subscription. And to be honest, I think those are kind of the most important features in my opinion anyway. But the content that is gated behind the subscription does include their autopilot mode, their sleep tracking, and a library of content like meditations and breath work. Now, if you're already somebody who owns a sleep tracker, whether that be the Oura Ring or the Whoop, then these features might be superfluous. Now, I will say that I still believe the 8 Sleep is fully worth the money, subscription or not. But if you hate wearing a tracker while you sleep, then maybe paying a little bit extra for their built-in tracking could be worth it for you. Getting all that out of the way, let's move on to setup now. And so here's a breakdown of what you can expect if you either plan to upgrade or you're planning to buy the Pod 3 for the first time. So starting with the upgrade, and you can expect to get a new cover. Again, this is the active grid portion of the 8 Sleep that's been totally reconstructed with twice the number of sensors as before, and yet it still fits over your encasement and should zip up for a perfect fit. You're also going to get a brand new hub and a power cable that goes with it. And I will say it does look identical to the old one, except this one does have a quad-core CPU to support all those extra sensors and to power a 5G Wi-Fi signal. Now, if you're buying this for the first time, you'll get everything I just mentioned, plus the encasement that fits over your current mattress and attaches to the cover. And so once you zip up the cover, you attach it, you plug in the hub, then you'll download the 8 Sleep app, and you can just use the QR code in the user manual because it's much easier. Or if you already have the app, you simply open up the homepage and select Upgrade. From there, the app will walk you through the whole setup process, everything from connecting to Wi-Fi to the water priming, etc. And then that's pretty much it. I mean, everything else is kind of business as usual from there on out. And if you're curious to learn a little bit more, then I'll include some video tutorials below so you can see how it all works from some of my previous videos. So now let's move on to my own experience using the Pro 3 so far. And on the plus side, I would definitely say that it is very easy and straightforward to just switch over to this new setup. Although I made the mistake of taking the encasement off because I didn't read the instructions. So learn from my mistakes and don't take the encasement off. It was a hassle. And if you do plan to dispose of your old cover, 8 Sleep actually has a recycling program at Best Buy, so you can just drop it off there, and I'll include a link below. Now, as for the extra features they've added, maybe it cools down a little bit faster than before. It's kind of hard to tell. I also haven't noticed a big difference in comfort, which I guess it's a good thing that it didn't get less comfortable. And I haven't seen much of a change in my sleep stats either. Not that I was expecting to see a big change, but I just figured I would mention it. And as for the Wi-Fi connection, I have to say this hasn't really been a big issue for us in the past since we have pretty good Wi-Fi in our apartment. But if you do live in an area with spotty reception, sure, this probably will make a big difference. Alternatively, you didn't hear this from me, you could also just buy a Wi-Fi extender on Amazon for like $50 to help solve the issue. So there's that. But really, the changes with this new 8 Sleep, they're very subtle, and there still is no airplane mode, which is kind of a bummer, especially since they had 2 years to work on this. But who knows, fingers crossed, we will hopefully see it soon enough. So I guess the point is that I personally wouldn't really feel the need to upgrade at this point, especially if you just got the 2, but hey, you do you. Now, with that said, if you are new to 8 Sleep and you want to invest in the highest quality sleep experience possible, then yes, I mean, you'll be hard pressed to find anything else on the market right now that has more sensing technology than the Pod Pro 3. Just keep in mind that the cost of the 3 is about $300 more than the 2, plus the membership fee. So at $21.95 for a queen, plus the $19 a month membership fee, you can expect to pay roughly $2,500 for the first year. Though my discount code should hopefully bring that down a little bit. And again, the membership fee does not apply if you're already grandfathered in, aka you bought an 8 Sleep before 2022. So yeah, that's about all I've got in terms of updates. I will keep testing it out though, and I'll let you know if I see any big changes with my sleep over the next few months. Because even though the Pod 3 left me underwhelmed, I do still think the company makes the best damn cooling mattress pad in the world, and I will stand by that until I'm proven otherwise. Looking at you, Brandon, I know you love that chilly sleep. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. If you're choosing to decide, please leave a comment below if you have the 8 Sleep and if you're thinking about upgrading or if you are thinking about buying for the first time. Also, I'll make sure to include all the links to previous videos and how to get started and all that stuff in the show notes below. Until then, I hope you guys have a fabulous rest of your day. Sleep well. Oh, that's a cute tagline. Sleep well. No, that's stupid. Anyway. I love you guys. Thanks so much. Until we meet again, I cannot wait to catch you on the next one. Under or over?
No, this is the Katie Type A show. I'm just here to watch.
Really? Okay. All right.
Nope.
Okay. You know what? I realized how dumb that was.